Okay, so I'm actually just going to do a little breakdown of Adam's team real quick, just completely off the rip. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Um, so let's get this pen out and let's just look at this team. Cool. Okay, so one thing I'll say right away that you'll notice is that Adam's total value is the highest in the league. Okay. So that's really good. The other thing that bodes really well for his team is that 280 right there, and that's the value of his active players, which means like the top part of his lineup. So it would probably cut off, I think it's your 9, and the other 4 bench spots don't get counted there. So it means he's got the strongest, because I think that number, if I'm not mistaken, is the highest. Mine might be close. I'm not sure if mine is counting Porzingis as healthy or not because he's currently on IR. But that means for his active players that are in his lineup, he right now has the highest, core of his, so the rest you can kind of flex around over the course of the season, which is really important there and strong for him. So having that as a strength is always a plus. One thing that I noticed just looking at this immediately too, there's not anyone who's really projected as like a first round type pick. His team is a little deeper. Some people will scoff at that. I am not necessarily one of those people. He really has a great strength. Like, this is the cutoff point right here. I'm going to have to get more accurate with this pen. But this is the cutoff point right here where I really think. So, like, but my question is, some of these guys are a little bit unknown. Derek White, while he had a great bubble, who knows if that translates into the regular season. Popovich seems committed to playing him full time now. If he's playing alongside Murray, that could be very interesting. Christian Wood also obviously got paid big time in free agency. That's going to, with Boogie though, at the same time, it's like, who do they? I think Wood fits that mold for Houston better of someone who could step out and is still going to be a very good pick and roll partner where Boogie maybe is going to take on like a 6-man role. I can see him facilitating more of the bench offense. And then the big question mark, Jusuf Nurkic. $47 in OBA money. He's projected for 40, so he's projected pretty highly here. So if I back out of this right here, then I go over here. Nurkic is the second one here. So if I'm looking at this, he's got a very balanced line. And that's one thing you can actually see with this one balance value right here, this category right here. So you can see that Nurkic, he's not super balanced. A lot of these guys who are gaining are really good at that, or gaining value from having low turnovers. You see that pretty often with this. So, but Nurkic for a $40 player, I could even, scroll out of here and go to player rankings. They have Nurkic, that's player rankings. So let's go to projections. If you're looking at let's try this again. So we're going to go here. We're going to screen write. I'll script this a little better if I'm actually doing this for people. Yeah, Nurkic isn't even on this. Okay, right there. So $40. So we're going to find this again. We're going to say screen write. You can look at the category of balance value. A lot of these guys in the higher end of the league are not exactly balanced. It's because they lose a lot of value, like Giannis in free throws, Luka in turnovers, Harden in turnovers, just Young in turnovers, I'm sure, as well as me. He's not exactly a rebounder or anything. So minus 63 is pretty good. He's an overall balanced player, but $47 is a large commitment. He did finish the year at, I think, 55 last year, as you can see over here. I wonder if there's a way to make this translate, create note, settings, show pointer when hovering, air view. Yeah, I want that. You guys can see my pointer probably in the middle of the screen here. Air actions, S Pen unlock. I just want it to be brighter It'd be sick if I could make this a different color, but whatever. That's not the point. Ultimately, I've kind of gotten off topic here, so let's get back. So ultimately, we got Adam's team here. I mean, Jay Crowder, what else is there to say besides tonight's a shit show as usual? If now the other important, just gonna zoom over here. It's gonna look like a bunch of numbers to some people, but whatever. So I'll say screen right again. It's gonna make this a little smaller. So you can see you can see your values for the team. This is the active players, and you can see extremely strong across the board in all the counting stats. That's going to be a big area of strength. The efficiency, that comes into question a bit, but the counting stats, like Adam's going to fill it up in terms of points, in terms of threes, rebounds is really solid. Blocks, basically, unless you're facing, one of the top two teams in that category, if your values are getting this high in this green, you see the green scales, you're actually going to win that pretty much every week. That's going to be, one of those, in 20-week season or something like that, you're going to go, 18-2 in that category, barring injury and everything like that. So, yeah, I just think, and it's a strong team overall. And I'll focus more on the players too, rather than just sort of looking at the app. But overall, really strong team. Darius Bazley at 17 is kind of shocking to me. I don't know. I mean, they're projecting him, I guess. It says for 33 minutes a game, 15 points, 15, 7, 2. I mean, his shooting percentage is terrible. He can't really hit free throws either. He's not a huge steals guy, but the positives there are really strong, like way stronger than I imagined. So 15.6 points, 2.2 threes a game, 7 boards. So 15 and 7 with a block and a half and 2 threes. Like, who's he, Miles Turner light here? Like, what the fuck is this? I think that's a really aggressive projection for him. Killian Hayes, 12. I mean, 32 minutes a game. That's another strong projection. Like, yeah, these guys are projected very high minutes across the board. But if he can flex these last couple spots, I mean, Daniel House, I don't know. Who knows? Shout out the bubble. Shout out the nurses in the bubble. But yeah, I'm just going to stop it here. I'm really just fucking around, so.